What is up, YouTube? It is your boy NMRsports here, coming back at you with another MLB video, and today we're going to be doing a deep dive on the brawl that happened between the Seattle Mariners and my Los Angeles Angels today, featuring the legendary folk heroes of their respective cities, Anthony Rendon and Jesse Winker, going at it. Lots of punches thrown. Players were ejected from the game. Players are going to get suspended after this. We're going to talk about who I think is going to get suspended and for how long, and all that and more in just a second. But before we get into the video, don't forget to leave a like down below. Help this reach more baseball fans, as well as hitting that subscribe button. We post daily MLB content here. And without further ado, let's get into the video and unpack this brawl, how it all started, and what's going to come of it. So last night in the 9th inning of the Angels-Mariners game, the Mariners were up by 1 run with Mike Trout at the dish. They've been pitching around Trout all series because he hit 6 home runs in his first 6 games against the Mariners this season, and is the the MLB leader in home runs against Mariners all time. So he just owns the Seattle Mariners franchise. So they've been pitching around him all series long. With 2 outs and a runner on first base in the 9th inning last night, they decided to pitch inside to him, and this happened. As you can see, the ball goes right past his head. If he hadn't ducked out of the way, it would have nailed him directly in the head. Now, do I think this was intentional? We'll show one more time here. Do I think this was intentional? No, not really. I don't think this was intentional by any means. It's a close ball game. But I will say, they've pitched around Trout. They clearly had no business in throwing a strike in the strike zone in this situation to him. They wanted him on first base, and instead of just intentionally walking him, they decided to throw at his head, or throw a very hard pitch near his head. Anyways, I don't care if the baseballs are too slippery or what. If you cannot locate an inside fastball to the best player in the game, don't throw it. Don't throw it. Hit him with outside sliders. If you think there's a chance you're going to hit somebody in the head today, I don't know, man. I know it's an accident, but still, whenever something happens like this, of course, teams are bound to retaliate. So in today's game, they went with an opener, an Andrew Wantz, instead of their actual starter, Jose Suarez, and this is why. Andrew Wantz throws it right behind his back. It didn't end up hitting him, but it very clearly he was aiming for this, elbow guard area, trying to hit him in the meat right there. Wasn't aiming for his head at all, obviously, but he was definitely trying to retaliate, get back at him, and Phil Nevin put him out on the mound, expecting him to get ejected. Both sides were issued warnings after this. Manager Scott Servais, I think that's how you pronounce his name, I'll be honest, I don't know for sure, but he was very mad about the situation. Phil Nevin was yelling. The managers issued warning to both sides, as you can see. And then here is our man of the hour, Jesse Winker, on the top step of the dugout, yelling at him as well, chirping at the umpires, asking why he hasn't been ejected yet. And after this, Julio Rodriguez would go on to strike out in 3 pitches. So Julio Rodriguez was done. You figured this was water under the bridge. You get 1 shot. You missed it. Too bad, so sad. That's, I think, the expression there. You thought that it was over. Well, next inning, to lead off the inning. After the first inning, no more fireworks after that first pitch. Here comes Jesse Winker, the guy we saw chirping on the top step of the dugout. First pitch to him. Bam. Right in the cheek. Right in the cheek, the right buttocks, right there. And honestly, if a team is going to retaliate after you almost hit the best player in baseball in the head, this is the best case scenario. 91-mile-per-hour fastball right in the right butt cheek. You're going to have a bruise, that's it. No broken bones, no, scary moments where it comes near his face. No, no possible outcome of injury there on a 91 fastball off the butt. That is the meatiest part there. Maybe in the thigh would have been a little better. That's literally it. So Jesse Winker has 2 options in this situation. And I'll be honest, I can't blame him for choosing option B. But option A, drop the bat, go to first base. Walk to first base, water under the bridge. Nothing ever came of it. Option B, start chirping at the Angels dugout, run over there, shove an umpire down, and get into an all-out benches clearing brawl. What do you think happened? I wouldn't be making this video if you went with option A. But Jesse Winker, man. First he looks around like, what the hell happened? The umpire points at first base, and then he goes to eject Wantz. Well, Jesse Winker was not about to have that. So you can see him right here charging towards the Angels dugout. The umpires are actually the ones trying to hold him back from going there. You can see him grab him there and then Jesse Winker basically shoves this umpire out of his way multiple times. You can see him right there walking towards the Angels dugout, shoves him off. He tries to grab him again. He shoves him again. And then here we have the money shot right here. You can see the Mariners coming into clash with the Angels. You got Jesse Winker right here. You got Anthony Rendon. Anthony Rendon on the top step coming out. First Angel on the field. You can see that little white cast on his right arm there. Asking what the hell's going on. You got hit in the right butt cheek. Go to first base. Relax. And then you got the rest of the Mariners walking out. Meanwhile, the umpire's like, hey, just stay in your dugout. You knew that wasn't going to happen. Come on, Blue. You're smarter than that. And then you see the rest of the Angels start charging in. You can see Trout already on his way in. Left fielder already on his way in here. Monte Harrison. And even the bullpen's starting to get ready back there. But you can see him start charging in. And then you get the confrontation here between Jesse Winker and Anthony Rendon. We'll get a little closer look at it in just a second. But the first punch is thrown. And here come the Mariners, man. You got J.P. Crawford. Bunch of other guys. Let's get a closer look over here. All right, so here is the close-up. You got Jesse Winker facing off with Ryan Tepera. Noah Syndergaard right in the middle of this. J.P. Crawford right here. And watch what J.P. Crawford does. J.P. Crawford out here throwing some punches right at Ryan Tepera. One more time, let's look at it. I honestly didn't see this at first, but bam. Throws 2 or 3 punches right at Ryan Tepera. Then you got all these guys fighting right now. You got Jared Walsh coming in. You can see Mike Trout starting to enter the frame as well. All-out brawl. Honestly, most of the Angels team members in the middle here are the coaches. So you got like 50-year-old, 60-year-old men on the ground right now, just falling underneath this mosh pit of players. Pretty much every player's heated at this point. You got a couple on the outside that aren't doing much. You got Trout just snuck in. Matt Duffy looking for a spot to get in on this fight. Realizes he probably shouldn't be on the Mariners side. And now you've got the bullpen starting to get out here. Taylor Ward a little tardy to the party. But as you can see, all these bodies on the ground, those are pretty much all the Angels coaches. Phil Nevin's down there. The hitting coach, you can see one of the coaches right here, his bald head sticking out. Just a very, very gruesome scene, and I told you we were going to do a close-up on this at some point. Anthony Rendon versus Jesse Winker. Let me move my camera so I can get out of the way of this. This is absolutely beautiful right here. Look at this. Poetry in motion. This is Rougned Odor versus Jose Bautista 2.0. I think that punch was a little more clean. But this one right here, you see Jesse Winker coming at him. You got Anthony Rendon looking like 11 from Stranger Things, you know, hitting him with something right there. And then he shoves him right in the face, right in the mouth. Right in the mouth. Not really much of a punch. I definitely think it could have been a little cleaner from Anthony Rendon, but shoves him in the face. You got him with his cast on his right arm right here. You can see Jesse Winker, man, not sure what to do. Not sure what to do. He wasn't expecting to be fighting Anthony Rendon on the top step of the dugout here. So that's all settled, and now you can just see all sorts of things right here. One guy I want to zoom in on a little bit. Let me see if I can get this into a little higher quality. Nope, this is the highest quality it's going to get. I apologize for it being a little grainy. But Shohei Ohtani right here. He's grabbing the Mariners pitching coach, and he's just like, hey, get back. Get back. Shohei Ohtani and Ippei, his translator, just out here vibing. Hey, don't fight. He's pulling him off. He's literally just hugging this man. He is like, you are not going to get into this fight, sir. I don't even know if he knows who that is, but he is just hugging him. Not ready to let him into the fight. He just completely took him out of there. But let's see if we can see any more faces in here. You got Andrew Velasquez in the middle getting shoved around. Here's Jesse Winker and Phil Nevin going at it right here. Just shouting in each other's face. Like, why are you hitting us? You missed already. Typically, the rule of thumb is if you miss the first time, you don't throw at them again. I'll be honest, I don't think the Angels are 100% in the right here. I'm not trying to say that. If you're a Mariners fan and you're already typing a mean comment in the comments, just know I'm not 100%. I'm not saying the Angels are in the right here. But I will say you should expect some retaliation if you even come anywhere near hitting Mike Trout's head. So you can see them starting to argue here a little bit. Jesse Winker, as he walked off the field, flips the double birds to the crowd, telling them to F off, screaming profanities at the home crowd. Double birds. This is the moment he became a folk hero in Seattle, just like Anthony Rendon with the shove of Jesse Winker became a folk hero in Anaheim. Angels fans are loving Anthony Rendon right now after being really pissed about him being on the injured list for the rest of the season. But definitely Jesse Winker is a big fan favorite in Seattle right now. Very passionate guy. I can't say I don't love that about him, but obviously when it's against my team, I'm not a huge fan of it. You can see Julio Rodriguez getting repressed. Is that what it is? Trying to repress his rage. You got one of the trainers giving him a hug. I'll be honest, I can't find an angle of what Julio Rodriguez did. Let me get out of the way here once again. I can't find a good angle of what Julio Rodriguez did, because we'll talk about it in a sec. He ended up getting thrown out of this game. Right here, you can see him trying to get back in it. Trying his best. He wants to fight. Eugenio Suarez was right in the middle of it as well, but somehow didn't end up getting ejected. You can see all the Angels players. And here is Raisel Iglesias, man. Raisel Iglesias was on a tear. He just goes on a full-grown tantrum. He's pointing at somebody. I don't know who he's pointing at, but right now you can see, I'll try to get out of the way again. You can see him just going an all-out rampage in the dugout. He's throwing stuff around. He's throwing the Gatorade cooler around. He's spilling stuff, throwing stuff all over the place. He grabs a box of seeds and he chucks it. Look at how much air that got. That is a damn good throw. That is impressive athleticism. One more time. Can we get an instant replay there? Gets up, off the top step, chucks it. Look at that air time. That's a hell of a throw. Like it or not, that's a hell of a throw, man. This reminds me of David Ortiz throwing bats onto the field at that one time in Boston, when he had a bad call by the umpires. He threw the bats on the field. And then here's the Mariners' reaction to that. They're like, why aren't you ejecting him? And it's like, obviously they're going to eject him after that. Justin Upton, man. That is one guy I laugh in this situation, because Upton obviously was an Angel for the last couple of seasons. He's just in the dugout like, am I going to go kick my buddy Mike Trout's ass? Like what am I going to do? He's just it's such an awkward situation for him, I feel like. But, he's a Mariner now. I guess he's on the Mariners side, but you can see Winker reacting to that. But definitely was an interesting one. Let's go ahead and get into the repercussions of this over back on Twitter. I would like to point out there were a few ejections in this, as we might have assumed. Shameless plug for my Twitter, by the way, NMRsports30 on Twitter. You should probably go follow me after you subscribe to this YouTube channel. The ejections from this game right here. We have our boy Jeff Fletcher, Angels beat writer. Angels, Phil Nevin, the manager. Andrew Wantz, the guy who threw at Jesse Winker and Julio Rodriguez. Raisel Iglesias, obviously after he threw sunflower seeds onto the field. And Ryan Tepera. I honestly don't think Ryan Tepera did that much. He was in that initial scrap that they had there, so I guess that's why he got ejected. They don't have to list Anthony Rendon on these ejections, I don't think, because he wasn't playing in the game. But I assume he also got kind of told to go sit in the clubhouse. And then for the Mariners, big blow to the Mariners. Scott Servais, their manager. I really think I'm saying that wrong. I apologize in advance. Jesse Winker, obviously. J.P. Crawford and Julio Rodriguez. Now, they're already missing Ty France, so this is literally the three best players on their team right now. Them and Julio Rodriguez, their best offensive players on the team, and all three of them got ejected from this ballgame. Now, I will say Mariners fans came through. They bought our man, Jesse Winker, a pizza. They DoorDashed him a pizza in the Angels clubhouse. Sophie Ballgame on Twitter. I just ordered a pizza for Jesse Winker from Mountain Mike's Pizza in Anaheim. You deserve it, big guy. And then she was given updates on it. And then Jesse Winker actually DM'd her on Twitter. Sophie, I got the pizza. Thank you. I appreciate it a lot. So just imagine this picture of you got J.P. Crawford, Julio Rodriguez, and Jesse Winker sharing a pizza in the dugout watching the game from the TVs. I just think that's hilarious. That's like a script from a Marvel movie right there. That is absolutely hilarious to me. So one last time, let's get into what I think is going to happen as far as suspensions go. These were my initial predictions. Jesse Winker, I think initially would have got maybe 3 games for fighting, maybe 2 games. But after he flipped off the home crowd, yelled F you, was very public about it. We've seen things in the past like Jonathan Papelbon flipping the bird, very low-key. Jesse Winker was all out there, like, F you, Angels fans. You guys suck. I hate you. Just screaming profanities at him. I think he's going to get probably at least 5. I'm guessing 10. 10 is what I think. Also because he shoved an umpire. Whether or not it was like, you know, overtly shoving him or just getting him off of him, he shoved an umpire. I think that's going to get him a few more games as well. So 10 games is my prediction for Jesse Winker. I think Raisel Iglesias gets at least 5 games for throwing the seeds on the mound. I think, you know, he just went a little too far. I'm very curious why he went that far. Clearly somebody said something that pissed him off, and I don't know who it was or what it was, but he was very pissed off, clearly. Andrew Wantz, I think, gets 3 games. Phil Nevin, I think, gets 1 game. So the only Mariner, I think, maybe J.P. Crawford would get a 3-game suspension for throwing punches in there. But outside of that, man, I think these are the 4 players that are going to get suspended. We'll have to see. Somebody was saying that you can see a couple of other predictions in my comment section. You think this guy said Winker 8 games, J.P. Crawford 5, Cervais 2, and Julio Rodriguez 1. Wantz 7, Nevin 5, Iglesias 3, Tepera 3. I don't think Tepera gets suspended at all. I do think Iglesias gets a pretty hefty suspension, though, which is a bummer because the Angels definitely need their closer in there, but we suck anyway, so who really cares? So let me know in the comment section down below, are you guys Team Rendon or Team Winker? We're going to turn this into a whole Twilight thing. Leave a like on this video if you enjoyed it. This little, sort of like a deep dive, kind of like a breakdown like John Boy does, but not exactly. I don't know. I just thought it was fun reacting to this as an Angels fan. If you want to see my live reaction, I'll put it in the end credits here. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button for more daily MLB content. We're on the road to 2,000 subscribers by the All-Star break. So hit that subscribe button, and I'll see you guys all in the next one. Y'all have a great rest of your day, and thanks again for watching.